Today I'll be reviewing Boruto episode 72, Mitsuki's Will. It's been a long time since my last Boruto review. My last review was Naruto's Sacrifice, if I remember correctly, and I really wish I could have reviewed the episodes that followed because the anime definitely did a better job with the movie recap. Like, the anime is the definitive version now since it came last and improved and added things like Shinki giving him more character development and just more character in general because we didn't get any of that in the movie and not really much in the manga either. They even went as far as giving us the finals to the tuning exams, which I thought was great. But they didn't really follow up on the Boruto movie arc greatness, especially episode 65. That's an episode everyone remembers because Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki in the anime was definitely a 10 out of 10. Probably the best arc in the anime so far, but I really don't get why they decided to follow up with the Chocho arc. Of all the people, I get that everyone needs their bit of character development. Jin got like one episode, episode 33, and that was doing art with Himawari, if we even want to call that an episode. Recently, Metal Lee got one, and Shikadai got one. Shikadai got one with the Byakuya gang, but they really misplaced this Chocho one. They could have added it like anywhere in the timeline, really, but they decided to put it right after the movie arc. Like, they really should have followed up with the Mitsuki arc and then done her arc. But let's get back to this episode. So this episode was great. So things really went down in this episode. We had returns, reveals, Tsunade and Konohamaru finding out the truth about Mitsuki. And really, I'm really starting to question Naruto in this era. His first flaw was that he wasn't really paying attention to Boruto and wasn't really spending time with his family. And now he gets over that after the movie arc, and they introduce yet another one with him hiding things from Konohamaru. I'll talk about that later though. The episode starts with these two masked characters that we've never seen before. They definitely seem like Orochimaru's henchmen. Not that he has any in particular, but they just seem like they'd be his henchmen. Because who else could it be at this present time? I've seen some people think that it's Urashiki, but I really doubt it. I don't think he'd make his move too soon after. But I really don't think it's Orochimaru either, so I'm really not sure what to think of those two guys. Maybe they're like personal guards assigned to just Mitsuki, because when Mitsuki made his escape from the village, he was with them as allies. They didn't like take him away. After that, we moved to Boruto and Sarada, who are waiting on Mitsuki, not knowing that he's already gone. And Sarada asks him, Boruto, if he knows where Mitsuki is, and Boruto has no idea. He doesn't even know where his house is. And Mitsuki's known where his house is since he first moved into the village, which was at least a few years ago. In the Academy arc, they were 8, and now they're like 12 or 13, so it was like 5 years ago. Mitsuki has known where Boruto has lived for 5 years, but Boruto has not the slightest clue where he lives. So already they're showing us that Boruto and Mitsuki are already that much out of sync. It's something they've repeatedly shown during this episode. So Boruto didn't know where Mitsuki's house was. We also find out later that he doesn't even know where Mitsuki would be because he goes around and asking Shikadai where Mitsuki could possibly be, even though they hang out all the time. And later on in the episode, Boruto realizes that he doesn't know a thing about Mitsuki. And later on, Boruto and Sarada decide to go to Konohamaru to find out what's going on because all the Jonin have been summoned. And Konohamaru just tells them to stay out of it. So, like normal ninja, they decide to sneak in and see what's happening. And then we get the return of Lady Tsunade, who still looks just as young as before, maybe even younger. But the biggest threat to the Boruto era has gotten her too, because her chest is gone and she's as flat as Hinata. We seriously need to find out what's going on. This is definitely one of the top 5 mysteries of this era itself. Jokes aside though, when Boruto sees Lady Tsunade, he gets kind of scared because he says when she snaps, she becomes scary, which means she has been in the village within the past 15 years. Even though she says that she just came back from a long trip, it's still implied that she has been in the village. But what surprises me is that she had no idea who Mitsuki was, which is extremely surprising because you'd figure if anyone had to know anything about the latest update regarding Orochimaru, it'd be Lady Tsunade. Like, of all people, she was literally on his team back in the day. They're part of the 3 Sanin and she had no idea about Mitsuki. Not to mention the fact that she was one of the previous Kage. Like, literally, before Kakashi was her, and she had no idea about Mitsuki. Oh, and another thing, it looks like those old elders from way back in the third Hokage's days are still alive. And last I remember them, they always had a trash opinion and a negative one that never favored Naruto, Lady Tsunade, or anyone who was trying to help Naruto out. That aside, after Ino searches through one of the guards' minds and finds Mitsuki, Naruto was quick to come up with an alibi for Mitsuki, thinking that it might have been someone transformed into him, which I can appreciate because it shows that Naruto cares. But Sai points out that no one would have a reason to do it. And then Konohamaru also defends Mitsuki, saying that he's not the type of person that would do something like this, and says that they should contact his parent, not knowing who it is. And then Tsunade asks Naruto who it is because she finds out that he's from the sound. And then Naruto looks at Konohamaru and says that Mitsuki is Orochimaru's son. And Konohamaru's face says it all. Imagine finding out that you've been teaching and a student that you have, killed your grandfather. Like, what would your reaction be? And Tsunade finds out too that Mitsuki is Orochimaru's son. It still boggles me that Lady Tsunade did not know. I really can't understand why Naruto was hiding this. He literally saw Orochimaru destroy the village back in part 1, and then later on fight Lady Tsunade. Then there's the fact that he took Sasuke away in part 1, at the end of part 1 too. And still he decides to hide this from Lady Tsunade, who gave him a chance back in the day to go after Sasuke with Shikamaru's team, and he failed, but they still decided to hide this from her. And the first thing she asks is what Naruto's intentions are. And Naruto says that he accepted Mitsuki into the village as a shinobi, and says that Orochimaru doesn't have a reason to make a move. And she says something that's very important. She says that his moves aren't something that you can rationalize. Which is 100% fact, because even going back to part 1, why would he attack the Leaf Village when he had nothing to gain from it? Unless I'm forgetting something, he attacked the Leaf on a whim. But it may have just been because he didn't get to become the 4th Hokage and Minato took his place, and he's just exacting his revenge later. But literally, he said it was on a whim when he was asked multiple times. Also, based on Lady Tsunade's reaction, it looks like she didn't know that Orochimaru has been home free since the end of the 4th Great Ninja War. And going back to what she said earlier, she said his moves aren't something you can rationalize, which is like, when you think about it, even us as a fan base, we don't know if we can 100% trust Orochimaru. We don't know if he's plotting or if he's just doing whatever, because even if he's just doing him, not causing any harm to the village directly, him just doing him isn't very good since he experiments on people. But Shikamaru points out and says that they're gonna need him when the Otsutsuki, when they have to battle the Otsutsuki again later on. Then the elders, who I remind you always have a negative and trash opinion, say that Mitsuki is as big a threat as Orochimaru. I have no idea why they're even in this room. Naruto should know. Lady Tsunade, I guess Kakashi invited them, because I know Naruto wouldn't, because they've always been against all of Naruto's opinions. Ever. Come to think of it, they were the only ones upset about Danzo's death. After that, we see Sarada and Boruto talking, because of course they've heard all of this. And Sarada points out that they don't really know about Mitsuki. Then she talks about when she met Orochimaru, and basically she fears him after that. And she says that even Konohamaru and the others were shocked and fear him. So she starts to doubt him too. And Boruto says that Mitsuki is Mitsuki and that he's their friend. Then she says that shinobi must put aside emotion to analyze. And Boruto asks her if the Hokage she wants to be is just one with amazing skills. Because he thought that she'd be the one person to give Mitsuki the benefit of the doubt till the very end. I also didn't think Sarada would doubt Mitsuki so quickly. I know she's a rational person who likes to think with that Uchiha mind and stuff, but to doubt Mitsuki so quickly. This is yet another reason I think this arc is important for not just Mitsuki, but Team 7 too, because Konohamaru is going to have to deal with the fact that Mitsuki is the son of Orochimaru, who killed his grandpa. Sarada has to put more trust in Mitsuki. And then there's Mitsuki himself, who we don't really know what his agenda is at the moment, but he's searching for his will is what it seems like. And Boruto, who didn't really know enough about Mitsuki or give him enough attention as a friend, he's gonna have to learn about Mitsuki through all of this too. Later on, Boruto finds a snake with a message from Mitsuki saying that this is his will. And after that, Boruto sees Sarada at the gate, and she says that if he tries to leave, even his friends will hunt him down. Well, obviously they wouldn't send Genin to go hunt him. They'll probably send like Jonin and stuff. Plus, to get to Orochimaru, they have to get through Yamato. But Boruto said he's gonna go because understanding Mitsuki or putting his trust in Mitsuki is his will. So basically, he's trying to sound as cool as possible right now. And Sarada decides to set off with him to Orochimaru's lab. So that episode was pretty damn good. We got Lady Tsunade. We got the elders. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with why this episode was good. But we got Lady Tsunade. We got the elders return. We recently got Onoki too. So we've seen all the 5 Kage since Shippuden now. I think we've seen every character from Naruto Shippuden that should be alive in the Boruto era now. So I guess we kind of have an update on how everyone's doing. And no one really looks that much older. Aside from the people in Naruto's generation, of course. But this, like I was saying, this episode was pretty good. We got so much to look forward to in this arc. This Tsunade, I guess, meeting Mitsuki and looking at the son of Orochimaru, Konohamaru, realizing that he's going to have to accept Mitsuki despite whatever connections he has to Orochimaru. Mitsuki's a completely different person. And then there's Boruto, like, I guess his bond growing with Mitsuki, finding out more about Mitsuki, his favorite foods, stuff like that. I don't really know. But we have a lot to go through in this arc, or a lot of interesting things are going to happen in this arc, and it's already better than the Chocho arc with 1 episode. So those were my thoughts on this episode. I'll definitely try to get this review out as soon as possible, and then next week's review should come out on Thursday too. Anyways, if you are watching or if you made it to the video to the end, thanks for watching. And if you were already subbed, thanks for coming back or having notifications on at least, or at least checking out the video. And if you're new, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Sorry if I seemed really tired in this video. It's just my first one in a while, so it's almost like I'm kind of rusty. But that aside, thanks for watching, and bye.